like, there's things. Oh, I'm bumping the mic. I'm just. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Hello, my water signs. How are you doing today? I'm Aviva Tamar, and this is a tarot card reading. Okay, water signs, we are here to give you predictions for September. We're going to start off with just a general basic reading. Yeah, no. Just a general for all the water signs. And my hope is to get 10 minutes for each individual water sign. Because I do prefer to try and get each of the individual signs their own little tidbit. Trying to work smarter, not harder, my friends. Let's do this. All right. So, our first reading is going to be a quote and a card from the Illustrated Herbiary by Maya Toll. You should check out that lovely little book/card set. There's our water signs for September. It is a quote from Finding Nemo, "Just keep swimming." All right, you obviously can't see it. I don't know why I tried to show you that. Okay, so my fellow water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. My friends, we gotta just keep swimming. We may deal with some challenges in the month of September, but we should remember that they can all be overcome if we just keep moving. Just keep on moving. Okay? Just keep swimming. I'm not a very good swimmer. Wow. I'm not a good swimmer or a good singer, and I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with words right now. Now that I'm done with that, let me just, here. We got two. We got raspberry, which is create space. We got more than two. We got burdock, tap your resources. And we have reishi, defying gravity. All right, so real quick this time, well, I'd like it to be quick, but it probably won't be because I'm going to have to read to you from the book because I don't know these by heart. All right, first and foremost is raspberry. Raspberry. Where is raspberry? I will have to just jump through this. Start with raspberry. Let's get this done. Raspberry is Rose's younger sister, sweet and wild, but also steady-handed. She loves the earth and its smallest creatures, so her ebullient branches twist and crawl, creating nests for birds and sanctuaries for snails. She'll rock wee babes and scurry about with toddlers, rarely giving in to the gravitas that permeates most members of her family. Laughter floats through her leaves as she flexes and twists. "You can be like this," she says, demonstrating pliability earned by drinking deeply of mineral-rich soil. I'm going to give you the ritual for raspberry. Make space without. Nurturing space within yourself often begins with a physical space and a structured experience of it. That structured space allows us to enjoy a regular ritual of reflection and holding space for new energy and ideas. Your structured space needn't be large or expensive to create. It simply needs to be yours. What might this look like? A special chair with a side table, a corner of the garage or basement, a bit of garden, a spot in the park, a clear spot on top of the fridge where your altar is, where your altar is out of reach of tiny hands. Quote, "You get your intuition back when you make space for it, when you stop the chattering of the rational mind." Unquote. Anne Lamott, Bird by Bird. Okay, so first and foremost, my fellow water signs, raspberry is telling us that we need to create a physical space where we can where we can find our center and kind of come back to our intuitive sense, which is kind of where we're meant to be, water signs. I mean, really, cups, come on now. Obviously, we water signs are supposed to be operating from intuition. However, when we kind of neglect our physical space, which we are prone to do because unlike an earth sign, for example, we're less aware of our physical space. So water signs, September, we need to organize our physical space and create a physical space wherein we may not guide, that's not the right word, nurture, grow our intuition. Okay, so that's the first thing. Create a physical space, organize your physical space, and create a space within that physical space where you can kind of nurture that intuition and pay attention to yourself. Okay, so that's the first thing. The next thing is tap your resources from Burdock. And I am just going to read the ritual. Okay. Burdock helps you find strength when you think you have none, warming you from the inside and nourishing deeply. In this way, she's a hearth fire. She offers gentle heat, warm light, and the promise of a home-cooked meal. To reconnect with your inner flame, your own sustenance, start by lighting a candle. Stare into the flame and imagine a small spark lighting deep in your core. See the candle's flame mirrored within as a glowing ember. Breathe gently, letting your inner flame grow with each inhalation and shrink to an ember with each exhalation. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. After you have this visualization down, add a sense of warmth. Feel your innards warming on the inhalation and cooling on the exhalation. Practice for 1 minute at the start and work up to 10 minutes of practice. Know that, like Burdock, each breath is nourishing you deep within. So, what I'm getting here, my friends, my fellow water signs, is that we really need to take the time and make the space and like really hunker down on nurturing and growing our intuitive sense. Many of us may have gotten away from using our intuition in trying to deal with the practical side of things. I know that has been kind of my path lately. But in September, we may find that the physical structure we create through that Pentacles energy, through kind of just organizing our physical space, we can create the time, right? And the place where we can do the work that is necessary to bring us back to our intuitive center. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense at all? I hope so. Last one, defying gravity, and then I'm going to stop talking, I promise. Okay, that's the reishi. Okay, the reishi mushroom is the Yoda of the plant world, helping you assimilate life's experiences and turn them into wisdom. The ritual, write and burn. To find your path and step into your own power, you need to release whatever is no longer serving your highest good. If your home or workspace is full of stuff, call on reishi energy and move along what you no longer need. Clutter, whether material or emotional, blocks you from stepping into your true work. If stale thoughts or ways of being need to be released, try this. Write down thoughts or emotions you want to be rid of. Don't worry about spelling things correctly or using correct grammar or handwriting. Just write things, okay? Then, when you feel emptied, take the paper and burn it, okay? Obviously in a safe space. The bathroom is a very good place in the tub. Set the intention to fully release the thoughts, feelings, whatever you have written on the paper. Sprinkle the ashes on the earth or add them to the dirt in a potted plant, where the thoughts and feelings can be further broken down, composted, and transformed into growth. Okay? We have a theme. Our theme for the month of September, my fellow water signs, is declutter. Organize your physical space to make a space for organize that or for feeding the intuition. Okay, you're gonna feed the intuition through organizing and decluttering your physical space. So this is just an overall message for everybody in September. Like, I don't care what your sign is, honestly. I should just do like a general message. For real, September overall is going to be about structure, okay? Structuring everything, making structure, creating structure, finding old structures, restructuring things, structure, okay? We're just trying to like bring organization to our lives, okay? Bring organization to your time, to your physical space, and in turn, your intuitive sense will grow because you don't have to think so much about organizing your physical space because it's already organized. Okay? I'm just saying, once we can get a handle on these like simple day-to-day tasks and turn them into habits so we don't have to think so much about, did I do the dishes? Did I lock the door? Do I have my wallet with me? Because we water signs, we have a tendency to float. So because of that tendency, we need to kind of come back to the center, come back to reality. And I know we've been dealing with a whole lot of practicality. And I know that we've kind of moved away from our intuitive sense. We're trying to find our way back to it. The way back to our intuitive sense is through taking care of those physical things. Okay. So if your life is feeling cluttered, if you're feeling kind of like, I'm stuck, I'm squished. This is how I'm feeling right now. Just kind of like, there's things. I'm bumping the mic. I'm just like, there's stuff squishing me, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to move stuff out of your space. Assess what brings you joy, what you actually use. If there is something that you're like, oh, I always have that project in the back of my head, but I never get around to it, it's time to get rid of this stuff. I'm going to have to get rid of all my yarn. Does anyone want yarn? I have to get rid of all my yarn. But no, like 100%, please, please organize your life in the month of September, water signs. And now we're going to get into the individual signs. The timestamps will be down below. So definitely go look at your individual sign. Let's get into that. Hey there, Cancer. How you doing? Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. All right, let's do it. Okay, I have my Solabuska deck here for you, Cancer. I don't know why it was vibing with you, trying to tell you what you have to do for September. So, Solabuska, what you got to say? All right, here we have the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords and the Page of Swords, but these cards are a little sticky, so we're just going to stick with the 10 of Swords here. Now, here's the thing about the 10 of Swords. Okay, this one bears a resemblance to the 10 of Wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot. And remember, these images are the ones that inspired, what is her name? Something Smith. Somebody please tell me down in the comments. Please, just put it down there. Anyway, so yeah, Cancer. To start off, you have the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords usually indicates that you have a burden, something that you've been trying to unload yourself of, like to relieve yourself of, rather. You see there's this bag. Everything's backwards in the camera. I apologize for being incompetent. But there's this bag, and he's just trying so hard to get all these swords in the bag. They just won't go in the bag. One always falls out, and then you try to pick it up. They all fall down. You got to start over. It's ridiculous. That's what this problem feels like. That's what this feels like, Cancer. Like, you just been trying so hard, no matter what you try. Just, gosh, this is the most frustrating problem you've ever experienced in your life. All right. More swords. More swords. Okay. Again, these cards are sticky. I don't know if I'm supposed to take all of them, so I'm going to take the one on the top and the one on the bottom of the pile. We'll put the other two back, and we'll see what we got here. Okay. Sticky cards, but I don't want to riffle shuffle them because I don't want to bend these ones, even though they're long, they're obnoxious. I don't want to, oh, my hair is ridiculous. I apologize for the way I appear, Cancer. Okay, just putting that out there. All right, so what we have here is the Knight of Swords. Okay, The Knight of Swords. Okay, so that can be swift moving energy. It can also be mental growth. It can also be the realization of a truth. It can be like a revelation almost. With the Nine of Swords, you see again, there's, like I said, you drop one, you think you got them all, and then all of a sudden, when you think you got them all in the bag, they all fall out the bag. It's the most frustrating problem. And then you keep thinking about it every night you go to bed, and you're like, man, I still haven't solved that problem. How am I going to get all these freaking things in a bag? And you're hatching plans and yeah, no. That was like the most frustrating kind of problem. That's super annoying. That's what that feels like. That's what that energy feels like. Is like you've got this problem and it's just so frustrating. It's on your mind all the time, and then all of a sudden you realize a truth, a revelation. I keep flashing back to when I used to play Kingdom Hearts. Okay, this is gonna be a ridiculous story, but hold tight. Okay, just ready for this. Back when I used to play Kingdom Hearts, the first time I played through the game, I did not know how to apply any of the skills. I didn't know. I didn't know how to apply any of the skills. I didn't know how to dodge. Like, I just didn't know how to do these things. I didn't know. I was never a savvy video game player. I've never been very good at video games. I've enjoyed them, but I'm not good at them. It's just the truth. That's just the truth of the matter. But anyway, so one day, and I'm like halfway through this game where you're like, if you know Kingdom Hearts, okay, I'm fighting Cerberus at this point. I had so much trouble, but I defeated Ursula with no skills, no magic, no nothing. I got that stuff done, okay? And then I get to Cerberus and I am so frustrated. I'm trying everything and I can't figure out why I can't beat this freaking dog. And then my friends tell me that there are these magical skills and I can dodge and roll and stuff. And I'm like, are you serious? I just spent weeks being frustrated by this problem, and you're telling me that I could have used magic the whole time. Like, you have no idea. So I started the game over, figured out how to do the things, and actually, like, finished the game. So, moral of the story is sometimes when you're beating a problem over the head over and over again, there's a piece of information that you lack that could probably make your problem a little bit easier. Just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe there's a piece of information that needs to be gained in the month of September that can put an end to this problem. Okay? Now, there are two different ways when the Ten of Swords comes up. There are two different ways that this problem can be resolved. Okay? It can be resolved by finally having that revelation and realizing what exactly you've been missing this whole time that can solve the problem. Or, and usually with the Ten of Swords, sorry to like bring you back in from that suspense, but with that Ten of Swords energy, I just have to like reiterate that it could be teamwork that solves this problem. So it could be like in my story, how my friends told me what I was missing. Maybe a friend or someone you know has some information that you need to receive in the month of September that can help you with this problem. So I'm just saying, maybe you should think about it. But it does look like it's weighing heavy on your mind. But okay, so the problem can be solved by a revelation, teamwork, or walking away. Just plain cutting ties and walking away. So let's find out. Is it teamwork, or are we realizing that the solution is walking away? Is that the revelation? What's going on here? We have 10. Venturio. I'm going to have to pull out the book for this one because the major arcana are different than normal. And this is 11. Tulio. Well, I'll keep them both out and I'll pull out the book and we'll see what we got. Okay, so here's the deal with the Solabusca cards. The triumphs or the major arcana in this deck, my dog she's just going off. They are normally, most of them, based off of historical figures. Excuse me, ma'am. So I'm trying to find that. Here we go. Fortune, Venturio. Things are out of your control at the moment. If you can't see a positive way forward, wait a while. The cycles of luck always turn toward more favorable vistas. And then Tullio, the one that came after it, came out with it, strength. Use your strengths to increase your merit and usefulness in society. Wisely applying your natural gifts will lead to esteem among your peers and acclaim from future generations. So, okay, yeah, here's what I'm getting. Again, we come back to this frustrating issue. Whatever this issue is that you're dealing with, this very frustrating problem that you've been facing, the revelation is probably going to be that whatever the situation is, it kind of is out of your hands. There's nothing you can do about the situation. Like, these aren't really swords that you're wrangling. It's like cats that you're herding. And what you're not realizing is that you're not supposed to herd the cats. You're supposed to just let the cats roam. Okay? Don't try to herd the cats because you're just going to fail. You're just going to fail. That might be the revelation that needs to happen. So for now, you just need to kind of let go of control over your life because you just have, like, just like my hair, you have no control. There's no control. Just going to do what it wants, no matter how hard I try. So, life is like that sometimes. And you just have no control. And you just have to make do, right? Just gotta make do. Just gotta figure it out. Oh no, she's being sassy again. Ma'am, I promise, we are not being invaded. Yo, what if we are being invaded? But yeah, so use your own personal strengths to get through this, okay? The revelation here, my friends, Cancer, you're just going to have to walk away from the situation, it looks like. You're going to have to realize that you have usefulness beyond this situation. You don't need to be wasting your time. That seems to be the thing here in September, is you need to realize what problems are causing you anxiety and how you can solve them. What is within your control and what is not in your control. This is your task for September, my friend, is to figure out what is within your control and what is not within your control, and to gain information in order to either gain control or let go. Really, I lean toward let go of control because it just tends to be, the thing that I do. But you have strengths that you can utilize to better the situation, to better your situation, to make yourself feel better. Okay. So, Cancer, my number one advice for you is definitely to take your fate into your own hands. You can't control other people. You can't control your situation. You can control your actions and your reactions. You know what I mean? So, control your actions and reactions, utilize your strengths, utilize what you have at your disposal, and walk away from stuff that's causing you stress. Just do it. Just do it. Just walk away from things that are causing you stress. Okay? Relinquish control of the situation because you're thinking too much. There's too much thought here. I feel like I want to pull out another deck, but I don't want to be here forever. So after I get go, good luck, Cancer. I hope that this has been helpful in some way for you for September. I don't know. It felt like I had to cut it short. Maybe I'll come back to y'all later. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, Scorpio. My fellow Scorpios, how you doing? I'm wonderful. I'm glad you asked. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you for being here. We're using our Starman Tarot today, and we are going to get a message for September for Scorpios. Okie dokie? Ooh, okie dokie. Let's do it. So, what message do we need for September for my Scorpio friends. Scorpios. Whoa. Okay, here's what we got so far. Got the Ace of Pentacles, possible abundance, definite growth. That's good. Okay. Got the Two of Pentacles. So we got the One of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So to me, that shows some financial growth through multitasking, through being willing to taking on a lot. Being willing to taking on a lot? No. Being willing to take on a lot. This could be having a lot of side hustles. Scorpios in the month of September. We have the Seven of Swords. Guys, the Seven of Swords. That's negative inner psychic structures. That is lying to yourself about something, very possibly self-sabotage, or doing stuff you're not supposed to be doing, being deceptive. I'm not about it. But we do have the Sacred Clown on the bottom of the deck. So it could be that you are scared, that you're sabotaging yourself. Let's get some clarity out of that Seven of Swords. Because the Sacred Clown is just like the Fool, we're all about taking the leap. We got the Three of Wands here, but it landed on the Sacred Clown. So what I'm seeing here is that we are fearing the abyss. We're on the edge. We're on the edge. We're about to jump. Okay, we're not the fool who has jumped already. We are the fool who is standing on the precipice getting ready to jump. But we are too foolish to even know that there is someone to catch us at the bottom. You know, with this Three of Wands energy, it's like a hurry up and wait mentality. Like, we've done all the prep work. We've done everything we need to do. We've set the place, we've set the time, we've prepped, we've packed our bags and everything for this adventure. And now we're standing at the edge of it, and all these lies that we're telling ourselves still are holding us back. Ooh, Scorpios, how do we break out of this? We're diving deep already. I didn't expect all that. Ooh, she's calling me out. What can we do? What can we do to break out of the Seven of Swords? Oh my gosh. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so first and foremost, we have Judgment, which of course is a rebirth, right? It's a spiritual rebirth. It's a rebirth that's driven by your spirituality, by your connection to Source. Wow, that's great. That's wonderful. Okay, we got some clarity there. We got the High Priestess. Again, we got a connection to Source. We got spirituality. We got to tap into the spiritual side of things to get rid of these lies that we're telling ourselves. The Ace of Cups. We have to renew our love of self. We got to take care of ourselves. There's a lot of self-care necessary with the Ace of Cups. So in September, my friends, we are letting go of these lies we have been telling ourselves because we are ready for a new adventure. We are ready to go into the unknown, but we are holding ourselves back with fear and with self-sabotage and with lies that we're telling ourselves about why we're not good enough and why no one's gonna catch us. Pshaw, man. Take care of yourself. Remind yourself how amazing you Remind yourself how amazing you are. We have the Sun. The Sun is amazing abundance. It's wonderful luck. It's good things. It's blessings, but it's also illumination, realizing things that you didn't know before. The High Priestess and the Sun together, you are realizing truths of human existence. The Four of Cups. Oh, man. So the Four of Cups tells us that you are disappointed. You are disappointed. You are feeling dissatisfied. I don't like this feeling. It's a very unpleasant feeling. So the Four of Cups is feeling like you don't like any of your options, you know? You just have all these options before you were like, none of them are really good options, you know? But what you're not seeing is that with the Eight of Pentacles, that simple, hard work, right? Doing those things that you don't necessarily like, right? Through that simple, hard work, doing those little things that you don't necessarily really want to do, you will be able to get to that point where you can do the things that you love to do. But in the meantime, you got to do those menial tasks. You got to do the basic upkeep. You got to love on yourself. Like, these are the things that you need to do in the meantime to get yourself to this place where you can successfully multitask and carry all of these different energies. You got a lot going on in the month of September. So, Scorpio, we got to stop telling ourselves these lies about the fact that we are not good enough. We're not good enough. We can't do it. Oh my goodness. We've never done anything like that before and we can't do it now. Blah, 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 blah. We got to stop telling ourselves these stories because they are ridiculous. We are amazing. We're Scorpios. Scorpios know they're amazing because we're amazing, obviously. Duh. Oh man. So, obviously with this Three of Wands, you've done the work, right? A Three of Wands wouldn't come up unless you've already done the work. If you haven't done the work, then the Two of Wands would come up. Something else, something that indicates that work needs to be done. But here it appears that the emotional work minimum and the spiritual work possibly has been done already. I just noticed the witch's hat in this Four of Cups. Someone is not satisfied. Witch's hat and Jesus. Someone's just not satisfied with their spiritual path or doesn't think that they are worthy of their spiritual. Someone doesn't think they're worthy of their spiritual path. What are you doing? Who do you think you are? You're a Scorpio. Of course you're worthy of your spiritual path. Of course. Oh my goodness. And the Fool is here, the sacred clown. Of course, you're worthy of whatever the divine wants to send your way. You have the High Priestess, the sacred clown, the Ace of Cups. What are you talking about? Not worthy. Psh, get out of here with that self-sabotage. Goodness gracious. Here's the thing. Here's the Eight of Pentacles stuff that you need to do, okay? The practical upkeep for your spiritual self, my friend. Because you've been doing the work. But now, in order to build up your bravery and confidence so that you can leap into that darkness, you need to do this basic, simple work. And I'm thinking that it's not basic, simple physical work. I'm feeling that it's basic, simple, like, yes, you have the Two of Pentacles, and this here indicates with the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles that yes, in the physical realm, you're probably going to be hustling. You're going to be having a lot to do in the physical world, but that means that you are likely to neglect your spiritual side. Do not do that because your spiritual side is necessary in order for you to maintain balance and connectedness and empathy during this time of having to hustle. Okay, so during the hustle, you also have to do the basic upkeep on the body, right? It's just, you could call it a car, you can call it whatever you want, but you got to do the basic upkeep minimum. You got to brush your teeth, you got to take a shower, got to wash your hair, right? You got to go to the bathroom and wipe your ass. You got to do the basics, right? The basics. Come on. I know that we have a tendency to want, Scorpios specifically, we really like to indulge in the pleasures. We really like to enjoy ourselves because we like to enjoy ourselves. What reason do we need more than that? But, sometimes we forget that enjoying ourselves isn't the same thing as self-care. So we have to do the self-care that helps us maintain the meat suit, and then we can do the self-care that brings pleasure to the meat suit, and then we also have to remember not to go overboard and to make sure we're also paying attention to these hustles that we're trying to deal with, right? And really it all comes down to paying attention to the details, right? Because the details are going to matter in September. And I know that that's difficult for us as water signs. But we can take advantage, Scorpios, of our, I don't want to say stagnant. That's not the right energy. Right. No, it's not the right word. Static? Is that the right word? We are fixed. That's the word. Okay. We are a fixed sign. And so that means our energy is more static, more stagnant, more stationary, right? It stays still very easily. So if we want to focus in on something, we absolutely can. We have a lot of power within us, especially in September. It looks like we have a lot of power and a lot of potential to create abundance. So we need to utilize our manifestation potential, right? Forget these lies we're telling us with this Seven of Swords. Forget them. I just hit myself in the face with them, but forget them. Okay, just get rid of them. All right. What we need to focus on is the positive. What can we be thankful for? How can we care for the meat suit? How can we increase our confidence, right? We got to do that meditation, that daily working out, We got to do our hustles every day, make sure we have a work schedule. I know that it is hard to maintain a work schedule, what with life and the world and everything, but let's try. Okay, let's put a smidgen more effort into trying to put a little bit more structure into the details of our lives so that we can, maintain a little bit of order as we grow in power and as we adventure off into the darkness, it appears. Okay. But it looks like September, yes, it's going to be a busy month, but it will be a good month, and we will be able to free ourselves of this self-sabotage if we're willing to pay attention to the details and just build up our confidence day by day. Okay, we can do this, Scorpios. We have got this. I hope this has been helpful for you. This has definitely given me a little bit of insight. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, Pisces. All right, let's get into your reading. Okay, so what we have here, Pisces, is my Universal Rider-Waite Tarot. We are gonna just jump right into this. Okay, my Pisces friends. Okay. I don't know why I'm saying K a whole lot. That's weird. Oh, we have the King of Swords, first and foremost, my Pisces friends. So September, first and foremost, is going to hold revelations. It's going to hold a gaining of information, a gaining of insight. The King of Swords is your mind, right? It's having control over your mind and your thoughts. And then you have the King of Pentacles also, which is good. Okay, the King of Pentacles. And he came out right next to that King of Swords. So they're going to be working together, okay? The King of Pentacles brings structure to your physical world, brings structure to your habits, brings structure to your finances, your day-to-day. So these two kings side by side, this is wonderful. It tells me that you are mentally and physically very structured in the month of September. So yay, good for you, Pisces. But we do have this Five of Swords energy going on here in the month of September, Pisces. So it could be that people are talking behind your back. It could be that you have been talking shit about people. It could be that you have been having arguments with people, okay? Whenever the Five of Swords comes up, it reminds us that we need to use diplomacy, and sometimes the King of Swords can forget about compassion. The King of Pentacles is very good at making up for that energy. I'm just saying that with the Five of Swords energy, I just think maybe we should be careful. Should be careful with our words in the month of September. So try not to let your try not to let your ability to have structure in your life turn you into like a know-it-all. Essentially is what I'm getting, is like don't try to tell other people how to structure their lives, but just because you found what works for you. Does that make sense? The Three of Wands, this seems to be a theme with a few signs. So this is, you've done all the necessary preparation. Now you're just waiting for your ships to come in. Okay. And there could be some frustration attached to that. We have the Queen of Pentacles, not the Queen of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups, that's your oh, the Queen of Cups is your intuitive sense. And the thing about the Queen of Cups is that she is not on nearly as solid ground as, say, the King of Swords or the King of Pentacles. Both of them have very solid ground beneath their feet. She is on a sandy beach. Okay, so there need to be times in September, Pisces, where you kind of allow your intuition to flow. It looks like you have a lot of good structure going on, and the intuitive sense should be allowed to be the space where you are unstructured. If we had a king, then you would need to access your intuition through more structured means, but with the Queen of Cups, you need to find something that is more free form, less structured. Free writing and pendulums are things that are coming to mind straight away. The Hermit, okay? Pisces, there may be a need to isolate a tiddly bit. A tiddly bit. There might I don't know why I said that. I've literally never said that before in my life. I don't know where that came from. Um, so yeah, you may need to isolate yourself a tiddly bit. You may need to take some time when you're accessing your intuition. Make sure you are taking time for yourself by yourself. What was the opening general message, my friends? That we need to water signs in general need to make a space and make time to kind of take care of ourselves and access that intuitive sense. And we may need to purge some things from our lives in the process. Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, and we have the Queen of Swords, my friend, the Queen of Swords. So your mind, super structured. There may be some information being accessed in the month of September. Piskies. It could come from inner wisdom, but it could also come from outer learning. Like you may be taking a class, you may be just learning things through experience, you may be doing some research. I don't know. It's going to be individual, but the swords have to do with your thoughts, your mind, and factual information. Charts and measures. I don't know why that came to mind, but that's what came to mind. And there's a whole lot of structure here, but it's very mental. It's not like in your day-to-day life. It's more like in your mind and in your words. You're kind of straightening things out mentally, and you're gaining some insight because of that, like, mental structure. So, yes, okay. September, take that time to carve out space for your loosey-goosey intuitive sense to come in, because most of your time, it looks like, has been spent and is being spent in a more structured mental space. And that's not a bad thing. This is good. This is good. But it is also important, if you want to make sure you're not kind of going overboard and losing empathy because of that structure. If you want to maintain your empathy and maintain your relationships, and keep your intuition strong, you're going to need to carve out those times for yourself, by yourself, to make sure that you are nurturing this intuitive sense, okay? It's okay to have this very structured mental state where you're making sure things are getting done, making sure you're learning what you need to learn, making sure you're doing what you need to do, saying what needs to be said, being honest and truthful, seeing to the fairness and justice of the land, that kind of thing. That's what's going on there. And with the ping, wow, the King of Pentacles energy here. That's doing the practical things that need to be done in your kingdom to make sure that everything is running smoothly, making sure that the finances are running smoothly, the businesses are working well, the families are taken care of, that kind of thing. So the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles are taking care of your day-to-day stuff, right? That's going to be like your day-to-day operating procedure in the month of September. But I keep getting this, you could lose empathy. You're going to lose empathy. We also have the King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Pisces! There's so much power! Like, you're powering up. You're like going Super Saiyan in the month of September. I really don't have anything bad to tell you. Although under the King of Wands, we do have this Eight of Swords. And the Hanged Man is on the top of the deck. So, full picture, mentally, you're going to trap yourself in this structure if you don't take the time to step outside of it. Give yourself that space where you can be unstructured. I paint in order to be unstructured. When there's nobody in the house, I dance and sing. That is a thing that I do that is unstructured. These are unstructured things that I do. I don't expect any money for them. I don't want any money for them. I know I am not talented in these ways, but I enjoy doing these things, right? They relieve stress for me, and they allow me to do something that is fun and unstructured. And so that's what I want you to do whenever you're feeling trapped by the structure in your life right now, or in the month of September. Carve out that time by yourself, for yourself, in a space that is for you, to dive into that intuitive sense and release yourself from structure. Nurture the things that bring you joy and that strengthen your intuitive sense. My dance and my art both help me to increase my intuitive sense, along with, my tarot card reading and all the other things that I do. But they are the unstructured things that bring satisfaction to to all these things: my body, my intuition, my emotions. It's just painting and dance and sing. These are like releases, right? So these are just examples. It's going to be different for everybody, like I said, but do something, participating in something by yourself that just gives you that release for unstructured kind of exploration of your imagination and your joy. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so this is your reading, Piskies. I do hope that this has been helpful. I hope that it helps you navigate the month of September, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.